With the hands-on look of S25 Ultra and what comes under the hood, this is the right time to compare whether to go with the S25 Ultra or stick with the S24 Ultra. The most noticeable change is the design, which we will talk later, because the biggest upgrade we are going to see on S25 Ultra is in the display part. This is the direct comparison between the S24 Ultra and S25 Ultra. There are a few things we need to compare. First, S25 Ultra is going to feature a bigger display, 6.9 inches compared to the 6.8 inches on S24 Ultra. Although the actual size on S25 Ultra display is 6.86 inches instead of 6.79 on the S24 Ultra. Second is the middle frame and the bezel size of S25 Ultra. There's a big gap between these two phones. There's a little to no middle frame on the S25 Ultra compared to a thick middle frame on the S24 Ultra. Now one must say why it matters. Well, it does matter because S25 Ultra is less wider compared to the S24 Ultra, which makes it easier to hold. Both middle frame and bezel plays a major role of reducing the wider profile. Also, according to reports about the display of S25 Ultra, yes, Samsung is not going to update to M14, but they are giving us the M13 Plus display, which will boost the peak brightness confirmed from the source. S25 Ultra will feature a 3000 nits of peak brightness instead of 2600 nits on the S24 Ultra. And who likes the S24 Ultra anti-reflective coating? Well, almost everyone, right? The same anti-reflective coating is here, but according to Ice Universe, Samsung is going to give us a new and more powerful GG armor glass on the S25 Ultra, which will be exclusive to S25 series, so no more reflections. S24 Ultra and S25 Ultra looks different because the design is different. It's rounded on S25 Ultra compared to the sharp corners on the S24 Ultra. There are some key points I want to share with you. It's true, Samsung is making a rounded phone, but it is not as rounded as the other flagship phones and even different from the base model S24 or the S24 Plus or even S25 or S25 Plus. Samsung barely removed the sharp corners on the S25 Ultra, and you can clearly see the difference between the S25 Plus and S25 Ultra. The sides are also going on a flatter size compared to the slightly curved on the S24 Ultra. And one major change in the design is the back cameras. It is now confirmed Samsung would go with the Z46 camera design and not like the S24 Ultra. Although if you don't like the design of the S25 Ultra, then Samsung is offering good deals on the S24 Ultra, which you can check from prior listed in this video. The debate on battery life is ongoing for months, and it was confirmed Samsung will go with the 5000 mAh battery and a 45 watt fast charger. Initially, I was skeptical about the battery life, but later sources suggest and some battery results of Snapdragon 8 Elite proved that it will be better on S25 Ultra compared to the S24 Ultra. So I got two different information. According to internal source, initially the battery was not that good, but now the battery life with the current software build matches the battery life of the S24 Ultra. This means if Samsung optimizes it more, we can see a better battery life out of the S25 Ultra, which is surprising. Although Snapdragon 8 Elite is more efficient, it's way powerful, which obviously needs a more battery for a longer session. But even with other phones that are launched with the Snapdragon 8 Elite, like the OnePlus 13 and Asus ROG, they performed exceptionally well in the battery life. But both phones came with bigger batteries. Now, internal source further added in a recent information, S25 Ultra battery performs better than the previous generation, which means Snapdragon 8 Elite efficiency worked out. I would still say bigger battery is a way to go. Lately, we were talking about the cameras, but there was no real source showing off a proof of what's coming on the S25 Ultra. But now a real source came out with a file showing off the sensors of the S25 Ultra. He mentioned all sensors, and there's no surprise left. S25 Ultra will going to feature a 200 megapixel ISOCELL HP2 sensor, which is the exactly same as the S24 Ultra, a 50 megapixel ultra wide sensor, which is an updated one, a 50 megapixel 5x, and a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto sensor just like the S24 Ultra, and a 12 megapixel selfie shooter. Yes, the ultra wide sensor is an upgrade with the cameras. Now here's something special I want to share. Samsung is going to improve the photos and video performance of the S25 Ultra compared to the previous generations. But according to internal source, those optimizations will not be available at the time of launch. If you are stick to my channel for a long time, at the time of launch, S24 Ultra was really bad at both photos and videos, and they fixed this issue in the later April patch. Guess what? The same thing is going to happen with the S25 Ultra. So if you are up for the S25 Ultra and want the best camera performance, Apple Patch will be a way to go. Another major difference between the S25 Ultra and S24 Ultra is the performance numbers. Snapdragon 8 Elite is too far from Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 used in the S24 Ultra. S25 Ultra and entire generation including S25 and S25 Plus will going to feature a Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset. And if you're confused, then don't. There is no Exynos processor this year for the S25 series. Now for the first time, the overclocked version of Snapdragon 8 Elite appeared online with the S25 Ultra. As we know, S25 Ultra will feature a Snapdragon 8 Elite made for Galaxy processor, and here are the Geekbench scores. It scores 3049 single-core score and 9793 multi-core score. Yes, it scores less than 10,000 mark, but with the later optimization, we can see numbers over 10,000 mark. The key thing is, the base clock speed is same as normal Snapdragon 8 Elite at 3.53 GHz, but the two high-performance cores are overclocked at 4.47 GHz instead of 4.32. I believe we don't see much of a big difference between the normal Snapdragon 8 Elite and an overclocked one, and interestingly, in the Red Magic 10 Pro, it scores more than 10,000 mark. There are two new features which we didn't see on the S24 Ultra is finally coming on the S25 Ultra. Recently, we got a special feature confirmed for the S25 Ultra, although it was already available in iPhones and Pixel devices, but finally coming on the S25 Ultra. As per Android Authority, Galaxy S25 Ultra will going to feature a crash detection feature. Yes, this feature can save your life by auto-dial the emergency when it detects an accident. They will enable this feature by using a new crash detection sensor, and it will be a surprise for you since S24 Ultra, Z Fold 5 and latest foldables already have this feature. But this feature doesn't seem to have live in any region right now. Maybe with the One UI 7, Samsung would enable this feature on previous Galaxy devices. The second feature, which we didn't have but coming on the S25 Ultra, the seamless software update, also known as AB partitioning. This will allow the phone to download the next big software update in the background, and when it's done with the downloading, you can reboot your device and get a new software, and it takes less time to install a new software update on your phone. This thing is related to hardware, which they already added in the Galaxy A55, which means previous Galaxy phones don't get this feature. Although Samsung didn't claim this feature coming for the S25 series, but if budget phone has it, no doubt S series will definitely have this feature. The pricing is one of the most deciding factor, and we got two different information. There's a good and a bad news about the price of S25 Ultra. Let's start with a good one. Samsung is not going to change the price on S25 Ultra, and this is out for some European regions, mainly Sweden. And if we convert in euros, the price is exactly same. 899 euros for S25 base model, 1149 euros for S25 Plus, and 1449 euros for the S25 Ultra. That's exactly same as S24 Ultra, which means some markets won't see a price hike. Now, we don't know about the US consumers, but some sources suggest Samsung will going to increase the price. Some suggest $1350 to $1400, but let's hope they don't change the price. Although the pre-order deals are crazy. And even the date for the pre-orders are out, and I'll share the date in a moment, but first, Samsung is offering double storage options in the pre-order deals. Means if you buy 256 gigs, you're going to receive the 512 gigs version, and the big advantage of 512 gigs is the 16 gigs of RAM instead of 12 gigs on the 256 gigs of storage. Apart from this, the release date is finally confirmed. Last time, I shared this image of S25 Ultra release date, which obviously confirms the release date, which is 22nd of Jan, and for some regions it will be 23rd just because of a time zone. Now, the actual launch in the market is out, even the pre-order dates. Samsung may start pre-orders on 24th of Jan till 3rd of Feb, and customers who pre-orders S25 Ultra can get their hands on S25 Ultra starting from 4th of Feb, and Samsung would release the device on 7th of Feb 2025 in South Korea. It's about a week later compared to the S24 series. Remember, if you like S24 Ultra boxier design, you can get big deals right now, which you can check from a prior listed in this video. On this note, if you find value from this video, then give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Till then, peace out.